Hello and welcome to North Star Stamper. I'm Susan Kramer. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Woodbury, Minnesota. That's a suburb of St. Paul, if you don't know where that is. Thank you for joining me today. I'm looking for myself on my computer. It says I'm live. There we go. I like to watch for comments, so in case you have, oh, I'm crooked. In case you have any questions, or if I have questions, actually I do have questions for you today. You're going to help me pick the colors I use to stamp with. So if you saw the title of my video today, it was Let's Stamp. Stamping is my absolute favorite part of this hobby. The die cutting, the punching, the ephemera, the embellishments, the ribbon, the die cutting, embossing, now the foiling. Foiling is really fun. We'll talk about that pretty soon. I'm getting used to it. I'm still learning, so I'm not ready to share, even though it's available if you're interested in foiling. But stamping is my absolute favorite. So hopefully you have found me in all the places. I am live on Facebook on Mondays at 7:30. If you want to join me, that would be awesome. Otherwise, these videos do go on YouTube long term if you miss the live. Okay, today we are using the Simply Leaves bundle, and the fun part that goes with it is the punch. Let my video catch up. I counted somebody was 7 seconds delayed. Oh, it's kind of shadowy. But these stamps, oh, I already pulled them out, are actually bigger than on the cover. I don't know if you can see the difference there. So and they don't tell us what percentage this is, but they are bigger. They're nice big leaves. So because it is just a punch, it's stamps and punch, it's not part of a suite. We don't have any paper to go with it, so we're going to stamp our own. So I'm going to share these. I don't see anybody's here yet. We'll wait a few more minutes before I see that we have people. So I played around with this afternoon. Let me repiece my purple back together. We're going to use green. So as soon as I see some people joining me, and it doesn't go that way. I don't think it goes that way either. I want you to help me decide what colors of green to use. So we're going to stamp a whole 8.5 by 11. You can see that I played around with purples. That's exactly how that goes. The cardstock is Fresh Freesia here, and I like using the same color, tone on tone. So Fresh Freesia. Oop, you can see this is an old one. Fresh Freesia, Highland Heather, Gorgeous Grape, and then Blackberry Bliss were my splatters. And where'd it go? Where'd they go? Sorry, I thought I was organized. There they are. And then after I did my splatters, I had a lot of wet ink in the well of my lid, and so I wanted to mop it up, so I punched some rounded rectangles and then just mopped it up with that. And so that's going to be my card. So for these cards, I'm going to keep them pretty simple. I mean, you could add ribbons and die cuts. White die cuts would be really pretty with this. But we're not going to. They're all going to be thank you cards, so I do like to keep those a little more simple. But if, the one thing I did want to show you before I put all this away. Oh, here are my other ones. I just mopped up my ink. So if I were going to use a darker base, when you trim this down, you're going to end up with pieces like this. I would probably stamp on this a little more, but those pieces you cut off make great additions to the inside of your cards. And when we get to that point, I'll point that out as well. But I haven't finished these. I was just playing around to see how it would go and how I like the stamps. I actually like the smaller stamps better than the big ones, but nobody's with me yet. I'm just going to get going then. So hopefully everybody's well. I know it's really hot here. It was 90 degrees today. So hopefully where you are enduring the heat and managing to keep cool. Excuse my reach. I'm going to put my die there. Okay, so here is one card, and I don't know if you've seen this already. So when you do get here, I want to know what colors of green to use. I thought it was fascinating that so this is soft seafoam paper that cardstock that I'm gonna stamp on. I thought it was interesting that the soft seafoam kind of looks very much like the old olive stamped off. Look how similar those are. So I'm thinking of doing soft seafoam because I do like the tone on tone. The Pretty Peacock adds a little bit of blue, so that might be kind of fun. And maybe the shaded spruce. I was thinking of doing 3 colors and then maybe splatter with the peacock. So that's what I'm thinking. Soft seafoam, Pretty Peacock, and shaded spruce. If you, when you get here, let me know. I think I'm live. Okay. Anyway, so I don't know if you saw this card. I posted it a while ago. I was just playing around with a piece of cardstock like this, and then I added some more ink to it to get a better coverage. I think it was in one of my Friday videos, my Fast or Frugal Friday. I think that's where this came from. And I've been wondering if I would like the card even better if this pecan pie layer were embossed. So I'm going to do that real quick with you, and maybe we'll have some people join me. I see somebody's joined me. Let's see, we're going to add, I don't really want to add green to that because I like the background and the layers, and you can see I've used it to stencil. I grabbed Lemon Lime Twist. I think that might be kind of fun to play with. And I don't know, let's see, I think that's more of a green. So this is my green brush. We're going to clean it off. Oh, it's pretty clean. There's not much coming out in there. Hello, hello, and welcome. Thank you for joining me. I need your input on what colors of ink to use for my stamping today. So we have soft seafoam, garden green, granny apple green, lemon lime twist, old olive, peaceful pine, pretty peacock, and shaded spruce. So if you could let me know what 3 colors you think I should stamp with today, let me know. And I'm just going to add some more color to this. I don't want it so white. And then we're just going to cut down a layer. Oh, I like how that blends. Hi, Alma. Thanks for joining me. Oh, she was picking green beans. Way to go, Alma. Is it hot up there where you are? It's hot today. I didn't get outside at all. Tony came home dripping from his walk, and he's like, it's terrible. It's so humid, and it's hot, and ugh. But he is out for a bike ride now. I guess it's cooling off. The sun is kind of setting. So we're just using this scrap that I use to clean off when I'm doing inking things. I use it for when I'm adding color to die cuts. I think that's what this was. And just cleaning off. Oh, yeah, you can see there was a die there. There was the corner. So we're just going to add some ink to that. And then I won't do the whole card. This is taking longer than I thought. So I think it needs to be almost 4 by 5-ish, I think. So I can still use this for my ink blending and use it for another project in the future. But we're going to take this, and I have already cut down a pecan pie layer. Oh, it's not straight, but that's okay. This is a very old folder. It's one of the very first 3D folders, and so I have to set my card up, the sheet up very differently. So, Alma says, yes, hot, hot, hot. I haven't looked at the whole country, but it was amazing how hot everybody was. Okay, so this is going to be my card. It's basic beige. And then I'm going to put this layer underneath, just like I did this. So I'm looking to see if I like the embossed better than the flat. So this is both pecan pie. And I'm going to look at where my colors are. So I know I want a punch here, so that would equate to here. So I can go a little bit at an angle. Let's see how this is going to look. Oh, look at that. Oh, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. And then I can go this way. Then actually I'm going to turn it over and do another one this way. And I can use these. I think I used one of these on the inside. Oh, no, I didn't. I used a scrap from my embossing, or my coloring. So if I had embossed straight, it would be better. But I think once the card is put together, I think I need some more color here. Sorry, I'm just going to grab an orange, my orange brush, and add some color. Do I like that better? Oh, I do. I think that's good. Maybe a little here, just to tone down the white. Look at that. And then I can use that same stamp that I used on the inside here, and that was this one. Maybe we'll use the other one just to be different. So I'm actually going to adhere this. I'll be quick. This will be quick, and then we'll get to stamping. Almost says she's done and back in to cool off. Oh, while I demonstrate. All right. So there's, oh, I put it on upside down, but that's all right. This will still work. Oh no, that's all right. It'll work. It'll work. And then I'm going to find my brown. Oh, we'll use pecan pie. So this is going to go just like this, and I do want to stamp before I adhere. Oh, the other thing, I want to adhere with dimensionals. So let me do this real quick. So we'll take some big dimensionals. This is a big sheet. Okay, am I doing this right? Yes. I think this was from a kit, and then I used my own, and then these are left. Isn't that funny? They're leftovers. I'm going to put one right there. Then I do want a little piece here, but I'm going to use a mini dimensional. Those aren't mini. Reach. And then I've cut a row of them. I think it is always funny when I cut a mini dimensional. And then put this on. And I have a container to hold my garbage rather than trying to make it into my bin on the floor. So Alma, did you see this? I want to know what color green ink I should use. My cardstock is soft seafoam. I have soft seafoam, garden green, granny apple green, lemon lime twist, old olive, and so this is stamped and then stamped a second time. Same here. Old olive, peaceful pine, pretty peacock, and shaded spruce. So I'm thinking of using soft seafoam, pretty peacock, just to add a little bit of blue, and shaded spruce for a darker color. So let me know if you don't like that combination and what you would prefer I use. So let me know. All right, I put it on upside down, but it works. So what do you think? I know it's not quite done. It doesn't have a sentiment and the embellishments, but I think the embossing, even though it's crooked, I'm kind of okay with it. It would be better if it were straight, but that's okay. I do like it a lot better. And then this is flat against there. So unless you actually see the card, you wouldn't know that those were punched. These kind of look like leaves on top of the pecan pie layer, but they were punched out just like I did this. So I guess my point is, before you finish your card, think if you can add some embossing. Some, yeah, dry embossing. Okay, let's move on to our stamping. So I have a piece of soft seafoam, and I have all these green inks, and I'm going to make it very much like I did my purple one that I first showed you. Let's see. Alma says that combo sounds good. You're good with colors. Thank you. To be honest, I work really hard at it. And when we first started stamping, Alma and I have been stamping about the same time, years and years, like almost 30 years. Can you believe it? I spend hours understanding and looking at samples and learning what colors they use. I always want to know what colors people are using. So I do think in Stampin' Up! Colors. So soft seafoam, let me find that in my stack. Pretty peacock, shaded spruce, and soft seafoam. So my purple cards were kind of something a little different and out of the box. And I'll add some rhinestones, I think. And these are going to be my thank you cards for this month. So that was kind of fun to do. So to create those, I stamped across the bottom. And we'll talk about all these things because I've heard quite a few people say, and this is demonstrators who have been demonstrators for more than 5 years. I'm not good at stamping. So that's why I'm doing it. So I can share tips and tricks as we go and get that out of the way. So I'm going to start with the lightest color and the largest stamp. So these are the 3 large stamps. These 3, the big ones here. I just thought of something. It might be kind of fun. Let me get another piece of paper. To use the punch to create. Let me just grab any old scrap. What got me thinking here, so I'm going to use this as a stencil or a mask to add just some color instead of stamping it. Because I was thinking, what got me thinking was our veins here, there's no plain leaf to put those on. So if you punch it out, you can stamp the veins on the punch out. But what if we add color with a mask, and then we can stamp the veins on that? So that's where that idea came from. All right, we're going to need a blending brush to do that. Let's do the soft seafoam in soft seafoam this way. Since I don't have a plain stamp. All right, so we're basically creating our own designer series paper. And I know a lot of people love the designer series papers that have lots of things at the bottom and then white space, and then quite often it'll be flipped and it's at the top too. So that's kind of what we're doing. But my idea here is that what we're going to stamp a lot on the bottom and a little on the top, so that I could make 2 cards with the, the inside, outside, or outside and inside for the 2 cards. But what I did with my purple ones, I added just a little more stamping just to change the look of it. And I ended up with 4 cards instead of 2. So I'm just getting started here. And I do like to go off the edge. That's kind of important. So make sure you have something to protect your space. And it's okay if I don't get nice coverage here, if it's splotchy. Once I get the other stamps on here, you're not even going to notice. So that's the other thing. Don't judge your project until you're more done with it. So I'm going to make the bottom of this one, it's kind of blending in there. I'm going to add I'm trying to add streaks just to get that darker so that you can see the base of my leaf. I'm going to do 1 more of these. Let's do it here. And I like to go off the edge. Oh, we have more people. Hi, Mom and Dad. Thanks for joining us. Alma and I have been chatting about the weather. I haven't checked your weather today. Are you hot in Michigan still? We were supposed to cool down to 77 tomorrow. Okay, so that was from the punch, my mask. And I'm going to stamp. Let's stamp in Shaded Spruce. Let's see if I can find there's 1 vein. We're just going to eyeball it. And we'll do this one. I'm going to move this down a little bit so that fits better. And then I'm going to use the other vein. Let's do Pretty Peacock. And if I'm off, it's okay. Once I get more stamping done. And I was off there, but that's okay. So that's where we're starting. Again, that's Soft Seafoam, Shaded Spruce, and Pretty Peacock. Can you see my label here? That's in Japanese. We were in Japan for, I don't know, about a year or something. We being Stampin' Up. Okay, I'm going to use Shaded Spruce with this one with the veins. And I'm just going to overlap. That's important too when you're creating your own paper. Overlap. So I didn't get all the ink off of that edge, and being photopolymer, I can see exactly where it is and line it up if I wanted to do that, if it bothered me. See how this right here isn't quite as solid as over here, and I can see the ink on that part of my stamp, but I'm okay with it. I'm going to leave it, but just so you know, you can do that. The other thing is when you stamp off the edge, I'm going to hold it for a second. See this line? So this ink didn't come onto my paper here, but the ink from this side is right here. So if I went to stamp this again, I'm going to get that line. Here, I'll do it off my project. So if I stamped it again, I'm going to get that line. It might be okay if you like that look. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I'm afraid that people think I misstamped. So I'm going to show you one thing we could do. We could stamp on the edge. Let me get the rest of that. There we go. So there's a line there, and I think this might look kind of cool. Yeah, so that was a purposeful, like a half inked, and it's still, I could go another one. Let's add some more. We're going to go further into my paper. Oh, that's kind of interesting. So lots of things you could do. You could add, oh, here come all the ideas. So I'm going to clean that off. I'm going to ink up in soft seafoam, which is my lightest color. And I'm going to add some ink. Let's add shaded spruce on the bottom and just kind of swipe it up. And I wish I had a smaller one, and go right up the middle. Oh, this is going to be interesting. So color techniques are a fun thing to do, or inking techniques. Look at that. Soft seafoam and shaded spruce. Let's stamp again and see what it looks like. Second generation. I like that even better. This reminds me of the baby wipe technique, where you add re-inkers to your baby wipe and use that as your ink pad. You get lots of fun color variations that way too. Okay, that's enough of that stamp. I like this small plaid stamp, and we're going to do this in peacock, pretty peacock. And I'm just going to start filling in the empty spaces and overlap and go off the edge. I think that's kind of the key. I think I may have done it in a different color. So anywhere I don't like the stamping, like this is bothering me because I keep talking about it, I'm just going to cover it up, and now you can't tell. I am going to cover, fill in some of these other spots. I really like this leaf, so I'm not going to cover that up. That's pretty good. Let's do the other small leaf. Excuse my reach. And this one has the veins too. So it's kind of interesting how they chose. What color do we need? Shaded spruce. Oh, I had another idea. Let's just do that full shaded spruce, and then we'll stamp that second generation. I think that's dark enough. You could probably even get 3. Mom says, was nice today. Smoke is almost gone. Our smoke has been coming and going. We haven't had hazardous smoke where we were told to stay inside for a couple days. I actually went to Target one of those days that we had the air quality issues. I think it was Friday. The cashier told me they were not letting the cashiers or the employees go pick up the carts. I almost posted that on Facebook, like, if you're going to the store, you might want to grab a cart. So I inked up in soft seafoam, and now I believe this was called rock and roll, so I'm going to not put it straight down. I'm going to roll my stamp and try to get that color just around the edge of my stamp. This is going to be kind of fun. Let's put this one here. I think that was called rock and roll. So any of those techniques that you remember doing many, many years ago, they're still fun. We can still do them. Okay. So if you remember a while ago when I was creating, I need to clean my fingers before I get ink everywhere. So I'm not quite sure what this is going to look like on my card. So I have a piece of vellum. Do you remember these? This is a full quarter sheet. So I just use my, I think I used my trimmer and just marked where the half would be. So on a card, this, and you can kind of see it, this is what it would look like on the front of a card. So I think I want to go a little further in. Let's see what this side looks like. So if you have vellum, oh, I like this one. There's just a little bit of green or white space, as they call it, left here. So I want a little more on here, and let's just go in the middle. So I want to go here in the middle. What have I not done? This one. Oh, I did it here. Oh, that's right. We'll just do this. We're going to do one here, and you can see there's that edge. The edge that was down here is, that wasn't, the ink wasn't taken off here, and it went there, but that's right. It's okay. We need some more Pretty Peacock. I think I moved those around. We're going to go backwards and then at an angle. That looks almost blue. Let's see. I haven't used the polka dot one yet. Let's do this one in Pretty Peacock, but we're going to stamp off before I add it. Have I done this one? I haven't. And angles. That's pretty good. And we want the stem showing. Oh, that's from my block. Let's cover that up a little bit. And I think we'll be done with this side. Just for interest, we're going to add Pretty Peacock with this. It kind of, doesn't this look like coral? I think it's really pretty. We're just going to add some texture with this. We'll add it over here too. I like that. Okay, so then we're going to go on the other side, and I'll go a little more quickly since I think I've covered all the things I was going to talk about. And I'll just kind of talk as I go. So stamp, and where that line is, I don't want to mess up my... And it's okay that it's kind of splotchy. I didn't take my time. I was in a hurry. Let's change colors. With this full twist, add some lines. It is bugging me. There we go. And the big one, we'll do soft sea foam. We could double stamp. So we're going to take this one I really liked. So that was soft sea foam. And this is Pretty Peacock. We're going to stamp on the stamp. Add some more veins. Look at that. Ooh, I like that. That's kind of fun. I think they call that the kissing technique. Let's just add some of these while we're here. Like I said, anything you don't like how it's stamped, just use another one and cover it up. Let's do this in soft sea foam. And what am I missing? The little one, a loop, Pretty Peacock. All right, I'm going to slow down. I'm not getting very good images. There we go. I really like this second generation. It's almost blue. Oh, I switched colors. That's all right. It'll work. All right. I think that's good. Let's see what it's going to look like using our vellum. I should have one sheet of vellum that's just in quarters. So this is pretty. Let's see what this looks like. So this is going to be one card. This is kind of straight. I'm going to add a little bit more just so this, here the line is really straight, and here I have this one sticking out. So I think I want something to make this less level. I don't know. Just grab one. Just grab a leaf. How about this one? We'll do Pretty Peacock. We'll go one here and one there. I'm not getting good images. Hold on. Let's cover it up with a small one. And we'll do Shaded Spruce. I think I'm trying to hurry. I don't know why. That's good. Oh, I like that. Now let's see how we're doing with our colors, our pieces. Oh, that's good. I like it's not straight so much. It's not so straight anymore. Now this one seems straight to me. Oh, I could just keep going. This one doesn't have very many plaid, and we're gonna go Pretty Peacock. I'm gonna stamp off. I I've got a lot of dark over here. There. Now I am going to add some splatter in shaded spruce. So I'll show you how I made those punches that I have my, whoops, I just lost my video. Hopefully you're there. Okay. Actually, these can have splatters. Yeah, we'll just put these off to the edge. If they get splatters, they get splatters. If they don't, that's fine. So I'm going to take my ink pad and I'm going to squish it. I've never seen it break, so just, people say give it CPR, and now I have ink in my well. Then I'm going to take a water painter and drip water in here. Oh, sorry, that's kind of a mess. Okay, and pick up some of that, and I like to tap it. Make sure this is kind of off to the side, and tap it on the edge of something. You could use your finger. That's not wet enough. I added a couple more drips of water, so this is really wet. And just add some splatters. I do want to splatter those a little bit. My tags, that'll be my sentiments. I think if you're closer, you get bigger drops. If you're far away, or is it the other way around? I don't know. But play with it. I'm going to push this up and try to get some along the bottom here. Oh, there. I like that. Let's do the other side. So all those ink techniques, is a perfect time to try them. Because if you don't like it, it's okay. It's just a quarter sheet of paper. And it, you can see how they work together. I really like this leaf here. One of my favorites. That's enough. That's enough. And now I've got green water in there, but that we'll clean that out afterwards. And I keep cleaning my hands. I don't want to get ink everywhere. Now, for my tags, this ink here, I'm not going to let it go to waste. So I'm going to take this, and this was the rounded rectangle punch. I can't remember if that's in the catalog or an online exclusive. So that's really wet. I'm going to just kind of dab it in there. And this is where I get really messy. There. We'll let that dry. Pick that up there. I think I covered this in one of my Friday videos too. So I do want it all the way around. And the other thing I did, I'm getting kind of low. I could spray this, and that's how I ended up with the variation here. This one's lighter because I added more water. I was running out of ink in my well when I made those. This is enough, but I'm going to, the other side, I'm going to put that down so my fingers don't get so dirty. I'm going to use my take your pick tool to lift it up. Let's see how we did. Oh, that's not enough. Oh, here, I can show you. Water in my spritzer. So just add a little bit more water there and then put this back in. Again, pick it up with this. Oh, I like that. Let's do this one some more. We're going to do them all some more, and I'm going to be really green. Just another way so I don't throw, rather than using a paper towel to mop that up and throw the ink away, I'm going to use it. So I'm going to clean this off and clean off my fingers a little bit. Now let's cut this apart and see how it's going to look. That can go there. I'm going to put these off onto the side to dry. Sorry for the reach. Look at that. Nice messy grid paper. Okay, so I'm going to cut this. Instead of 5 1/2 to be the full card, I'm going to go 5 1/4 like we often do. And this way, normally it'd be 4 1/4 is a full card. I'm just going to go 4 just to get started. I don't know if I grabbed card bases. I did. I did. Oh, this was from my purple. So there's that. Now this one, when you get beyond that, I have to decide if I like the white space or not. I do like the white space, so I'm going to cut this at 4 inches. And what is this? 4 by 5 1/4. So that's a standard card layer. I have another card base here so you can see what it's going to look like. Oh, that's good. I like the splatters. I really like this. I like the splatters. I like the design. I could have stamped a little more here, but maybe that's where I'll put my sentiment over this empty space. Nothing says I can't go back and stamp some more. If I don't like an area of it, I can go back and add stamps. If there's something I didn't like about this, maybe it's there's no dark in the middle. I have a lot of dark at the top and dark at the bottom. And until you cut it, you don't really know. I think I need a little more dark right here. Nothing says I can't go back. And we're going to use Pretty Peacock. And this one doesn't have a lot of this checkered stamp. So I'm going to add some dark right there. And I think it'll balance it a little better. So it's not just top heavy and bottom heavy. There's a little darker in the middle. And then one of these will go right there. I think I need a leaf on there, but this is still wet. So I can show you what I did with my purple ones. And see, even these didn't flatten straight. But I'll stamp. So it's very similar, same idea, just different colors, right? So on the green ones, once they dry, and I could use my heat tool to dry them if I'm in a hurry, I'll stamp some leaves or a leaf maybe, or the veins, and then my thanks on there. So I could really gussy this up with punches or die cuts. I thought white leaves, you know, some white leaf sprigs would be pretty behind there. I could add some gold. That might be kind of nice too. But for my thank you cards, I'm going to keep them pretty simple. So, and then this piece that I cut off, how does this one open? I think it opens top. What I could do is just put this on the inside so that my front and the inside coordinate. Like that. So sometimes I think about cutting this down before I stamp so I don't end up with scraps like this, but I like having the scrap to tie the inside to the front. And this one I'll probably put a layer of white on the inside and then attach this to the white. How are we doing on time? It's already after 8. So you get the idea. So grab those stamps, start stamping. Try something in different colors. I mean, purple leaves. We get burgundy leaves in Minnesota and Michigan, or in the upper Midwest. I don't know that I see too many purple leaves. We have some purple plants, maybe, but anyway. So try different colors. I thought it might be kind of fun to do blue, or blue might be my next one. But all those ink techniques, the splattering. So the big things are go off the edge, but when you go off the edge, remember that your stamp is going to have ink on part and not on other parts. Try those ink techniques, the splatter. And then the vellum. This is another vellum I had. And I have it marked as to how big they are. So this is 5 by 3 3/4. So that's a layer. So I could see how it's going to look to decide where I'm going to cut it. Look, if I cut here, 5 by 3 3/4 covers up most of that layer. And then I could put a layer of green behind it if I want. So lots and lots of things you can do. Since this didn't come with paper, I have to create my own, and that's half the fun, is that the paper gets to be the colors I want it to be, that you help me choose. Oh, here, I could even do this. I could put my thanks on a, oh, that's cute. All right, here come all the ideas. So that piece I punched out to create my mask, I could use for my sentiment, and I should have put some ink on there. Let's just add some ink to it. Oh, too dark. So there's two sides. Although if I... All right, I need to stop or I'm going to keep you here all night. I kind of like it. If I stamp on it, I'll leave the veins and the thanks on there. That'll be good. Anyway, thank you for joining me. Happy stamping! Get those stamps and ink out and play. And make a mess. And end up with inky hands. Inky hands means I've had fun today. So I thank you for joining me. Happy stamping. I'll just put some more things out here for you to look at. Where did that first card go? I don't know where it went. There they are. So you might already have leaves, but get them out and try something different. And I wasn't quite ready for fall, which is why I chose green leaves like outside our windows. So thanks for joining me. Happy stamping. Have a great week. Talk to you soon.